When you look at the broad history of human illness, our struggle with mental health is nothing new. In Shakespeare's Macbeth, as Lady Macbeth suffers from severe mental turmoil, Macbeth asks her doctor a famous desperate question: "Canst thou not minister to a mind deceased, pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?" And back then the doctor could only respond, the patient must minister to himself.
How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies.
Cure her of that? Canst thou not? Minister to a mind diseased. Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff that weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll none of it. Go. Ah, put mine armor on. Satan! Send that. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Pepser, dispatch.
Many of you watching this right now have either been prescribed an antidepressant yourself or know someone close to you who has, and that shouldn't come as a surprise. In the United States alone, roughly 1 in 8 adults and over 10% of teenagers are currently prescribed antidepressant medication. It is one of the most common medical treatments on the planet. Because so many of us are affected by this, I know a lot of you are wondering, what exactly is happening inside your brain when you take these medications? Medical research papers can be dense, technical, and hidden behind paywalls, but this research belongs to you. It's critical that the neuroscience is communicated in an approachable, clear way. So today, we're looking directly at the brain scans from a landmark study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry that shows us in real time what your brain looks like before and after 8 weeks on antidepressants. Before we jump into the scans, let's briefly lay down 3 pieces of terminology you need to understand everything in this video. The researchers focus specifically on 3 key regions of the brain's emotional network. Firstly, the amygdala. Think of this as your brain's alarm system, an emotional threat detector. It's constantly scanning the world for danger, fear, and stress. The orbital frontal cortex, located right above the eyes, this area evaluates social cues, rewards, and punishments. It helps you decide how to react to complex social situations. The anterior cingulate cortex. This region sits deeply in the front of the brain and acts as a central control hub for mood regulation and sadness. Keep those 3 in mind: the alarm, the evaluator, and the mood hub, because how these 3 communicate is the key to understanding depression. To see how a depressed brain reacts to emotional stimuli, researchers at UT Southwestern tested 19 young patients diagnosed with major depressive disorder who had never taken psychotropic medications before. They compared them against 21 healthy comparison subjects of the same age. While inside a functional MRI scanner, participants were shown faces displaying either fearful or neutral expressions, because a fearful expression triggers an immediate reaction in that threat processing network we just talked about. By measuring the difference between a neutral face and a fearful face, scientists can see exactly how strongly the brain amplifies emotional stress. Before treatment, the whole brain fMRI scans revealed something surprising. The depressed brain wasn't sluggish, it was in a state of widespread hyperactivity. When looking at our 3 target regions, the amygdala showed exaggerated activation when viewing fearful faces, firing as if constantly anticipating immediate danger. The orbitofrontal cortex showed significantly higher activation compared to healthy controls over-analyzing social cues, and the subgenual ACC was chronically overactive. Put simply, before medication, the depressed brain was stuck in a hyperreactive state, over-amplifying negative and threatening emotional inputs. After the baseline scan, the depressed participants began an 8-week course of fluoxetine, commonly known as Prozac. At week 8, both groups returned for a second fMRI using the exact same face viewing test. The results were as follows. After 8 weeks of treatment, the aberrant hyperactivity across the brain substantially decreased. Activation in the amygdala dropped back down towards normal baseline levels. Overactivity in the orbitofrontal cortex was significantly dampened, and hyperactivation in the subgenual ACC normalized, matching the scans of the healthy control group. Fluoxetine didn't only adjust the neurotransmitters in the synapse, it effectively turned down the volume on the brain's hyperactive threat processing network, restoring a pattern of activity that closely mirrored healthy individuals.